A group of lionesses attacked a young giraffe. The tallest hoofed animal in the world is a challenging prey, but the experienced big cats act decisively and drive the victim forward. The giraffe tries to break away while the predators press from behind. They can't find the right moment to pounce, as they fear the powerful kicks from the hind legs. The giraffe increases the distance and it seems he is almost safe. Suddenly, it turns out that the lionesses were deliberately driving him into an ambush right into the paws of the most experienced and skilled huntress. The predator leaps forward to deliver the decisive blow, but she didn't realize who she was dealing with. The giraffe simply knocked the lioness down in mid-jump. The predatory cat, in shock, falls right under the giraffe's feet, which even tramples on the stunned opponent's back while escaping danger. The lionesses will remember this lesson for a long time, and we will show other cool instances where hoofed animals demonstrated their power. Tigers are the largest members of the cat family in the world, reaching a weight of about a quarter of a ton. Nevertheless, they amaze with their grace, agility, and ability to move incredibly fast, especially over short distances. We were lucky to capture such magnificent footage of the impressive hunt of this mysterious predator, who finally showed what it is capable of in open terrain. To start, the tiger stealthily approached the deer, perfectly camouflaging itself among the vegetation and moving with deliberate caution. The predator approaches from the downwind side and steps completely silently, allowing it to get within striking distance of the unsuspecting deer, then leaps from cover and rushes swiftly towards the target. However, the deer seemed ready for this. The speed of the reflexes and the reaction of the hoofed animal are even more impressive than the tiger's skills. The predator clearly underestimated its prey, as to catch such an attentive and fast opponent, it should have gotten even closer. The deer instantly chose a direction to flee, dashed away, and immediately picked up an excellent pace. The tiger can chase prey only over a short distance, but during this pursuit the predator gives 100%. However, that's not enough. An excellent angle allows us to appreciate the beauty and elegance of the opponent's movements, and although the tiger moves very quickly, the deer's steady pace, confident steps, and impeccable maneuverability allow it to withstand the first seconds of the chase. The predator increased its pace. For a while, it seemed that the tiger was approaching the deer with the inevitability of taxis. But at a crucial moment, the deer skillfully used the terrain to break away from the predator. By shifting to the side, the deer gained a few precious steps of distance without losing speed. That was enough to escape. The tiger had to give up, and the deer easily widened the distance because, unlike the predator, the hoofed animal can move at such a frantic pace for quite a long time. The ostrich made a mistake when it ran into this giraffe, usually a patient hoofed animal. This time it is not going to tolerate such rudeness, and with a powerful kick sends the bird into a knockout. The golden eagle is one of the coolest predators among all birds. Like all flying birds, it remains quite light for its size, but with a wingspan almost as tall as a person, claws as long as your fingers, and an unusual hunting tactic, the golden eagle poses a threat even to hoofed animals 10 times its mass. How? He simply gains astonishing speed, delivers an accurate strike, and just knocks the hoofed animal off the cliff into the abyss. The rest is done by gravity. The golden eagle just has to descend and start its meal. Of course, this tactic is also risky, as the eagle can damage its wings. But usually, if the sickle-shaped claws grip the prey tightly enough, the hoofed animal has almost no chance of survival. This case is unusual. The mountain goat clearly does not intend to give up and meets the fierce strike of the golden eagle with surprising resilience. The golden eagle began the attack with a standard strike, but the hoofed animal immediately showed its character. To start, the goat braced its legs against the rocks to maintain balance. Of course, the momentum from the eagle's high-speed strike forced the goat to move downward, but the hoofed beast was running, not falling, maintaining relative control over the situation. The golden eagle continued to tighten its clawed grip on the victim's back, inflicting painful wounds on the goat. But this did not bring any particular advantage to the bird. The wounds were superficial, and the goat put on a wild rodeo for its enemy. The eagle also did not give up and spread its wings like a huge sail to knock the prey off balance. Thus, the prey would eventually tire and stumble, and atesti di base a stumble too, and this one mistake would be fatal for the goat. The eagle directed its opponent towards the rocks so that the hoofed animal would crash into the stone. However, the clever herbivore used the predator's plan against it. At the crucial moment, the goat turned and put the eagle itself in the line of impact. In the end, the bird crashed into the rock, and a moment later, the mountain goat simply pinned the bird to the stone. The eagle became the filling of an unusual burger, and surely regretted getting into this fight. For the goat, everything ended well, as the eagle's body cushioned the impact against the rock for the hoofed animal. The goat jumped up and instantly moved away from the stunned eagle. The predator also survived, but even if its wings aren't broken, such an impact simply knocked the eagle out. The skill and stubbornness of the hoofed animal deserve your like, don't they? A crocodile's favorite hunting tactic involves a sudden lunge from the water at its prey, a powerful grip with its toothy jaws, and dragging the opponent into the depths. A crocodile's bite has incredible strength, but the reptile usually only uses it to hold the prey, while most reptiles prefer to finish it off by drowning. Therefore, it is important to catch the prey by surprise, for example, when it is at a watering hole or crossing a river, thus becoming vulnerable while moving through the water. However, in this situation, the reptile underestimated the agility of its prey. The gazelle noticed the approach of the well-camouflaged but overly cautious predator. The hoofed animal successfully dodged the terrifying bite at the last moment. The gazelle avoided getting caught in the predator's jaws and jerked forward. Watching the gazelle evade the attack, it might seem that its movement looks amusing. The hoofed animal shot into the air like lightning, then stood on its hind legs as if performing some trick for us, the viewers. However, behind this comical scene lies a tense struggle for survival. And the winner was the funny gazelle, which, with instant reaction speed, avoided the jaws of the huge monster. Nature researchers took a series of photos and a short video, capturing a truly impressive cheetah attack on the gazelle. The predatory cat attacked the hoofed animal, caught up with it, and even managed to develop the attack. The cheetah is the fastest runner on the planet, reaching speeds of about 120 kilometers per hour over short distances, so escaping from it is only possible due to greater maneuverability and endurance. This hoofed animal was unlucky, and the predator delivered its powerful strike. However, this is just the beginning of the duel, not its end. After all, catching a large gazelle and finishing it off after an exhausting fight are different things. The gazelle showed remarkable strength. It received a rather deep wound on its side. It looks frightening, but the injury is not dangerous, as neither internal organs nor blood vessels were affected. Much more dangerous was the cheetah's grip on the prey's throat. Like most other cats, cheetahs strangle their opponent. It might seem that this gives the victim extra time to resist, but in reality, the strangling tactic is effective because without oxygen, the gazelle will weaken with each second of struggle. This clever herbivore clearly understood the importance of maintaining balance. Even with a cheetah on its neck, it managed to stand firm and counterattack effectively, delivering painful blows with its front hoof directly to the cheetah's head. Fighting in such a position was risky, but the gazelle's bravery paid off. The force of the blow was stunning, and the accurate hit dazed the predator. Nevertheless, the cheetah managed to topple the gazelle to the ground, but in doing so, harmed itself. As the hoofed animal fell, the cheetah momentarily loosened its grip and released the prey's neck. The gazelle took a deep breath, gathered its strength, and got back on its feet. The cheetah was already exhausted, so the hoofed animal managed to escape from the predator's grasp. The cheetah is chasing a young zebra, unaware that it itself is becoming the target of a hunt. The inexperienced hoofed animal still doesn't know how to instantly change direction to dodge the predator's lunges, and trying to outrun a cheetah in a straight run is an obviously unrealistic endeavor. In a matter of seconds, the predator caught up with the foal. However, its mother is not going to leave her baby unprotected. The powerful mare is more than twice as massive and stronger than the cheetah. She attacked the predator from behind. The cheetah realizes the danger only at the last moment and avoids the terrifying ramming blow. If the mare had hit the predator, she could have injured it, breaking its legs. Understanding this threat, the cheetah retreats and abandons the idea of hunting this foal. Wildebeests prefer to flee from threats rather than confront them with a counterattack. There are reasons for this. This species is not inclined to mutual assistance, whereas some large African predators are social. If the antelope tries to fight back against one lioness, it will lose time for a life-saving escape, and the other big cats will surround and quickly finish it off. And other antelopes will not come to help, so the herbivore tries to escape from the lioness until the last moment. But when this hoofed animal realizes that there aren't that many lionesses, the trouble threatens the cat instead. The antelope surpasses the lioness in size and raw physical strength by about 1.5 times. Through pressure and aggression, the predatory cat can overcome the prey even alone, restraining its movements. But when, during a brief skirmish, the antelope realizes its strength, it immediately takes the initiative. If at the beginning of the fight it seemed that the lioness completely controlled the situation and would strangle the antelope in a matter of seconds, then by the end of the fight the hoofed animal gets a second wind and the situation reverses. She starts to fiercely resist, pushing the lioness away and maneuvering so that the second cat cannot approach from behind and pounce on her back. Suddenly, the antelope lifts one of the predators on its horns, raising the predator off the ground, which weighs as much as a small motorcycle. The lioness was caught on the hook of short but sharp curved horns and began to be literally tossed around on them. The antelope delivered short, sharp blows in a circle, trying to stun the opponent. Although the lioness avoids serious injuries, she has clearly lost the ability to overcome the hoofed animal without assistance. Moreover, the base of the horns is a powerful striking part that acts like a hammer, and the second lioness also does not want to get kicked, so she keeps her distance. However, the lionesses do not give up. They do not let go of the opponent and try to find a vulnerable spot in the hoofed animal's defense. Nevertheless, the antelope only increases its pace. It shows tremendous endurance, managing to fight with such ferocity and activity after nearly being strangled. This indicates that the herbivore has completely overcome its fear of the predator and is using the adrenaline rush as a weapon. The antelope attacks and delivers one crushing blow after another. It simply tramples the lionesses, who are already exhausted and cannot fend off such a strong enemy. This time, the cats made a mistake in choosing their prey. The lionesses managed to get out of this predicament relatively intact and escape serious injuries. But there can be no talk of victory over the hoofed animal. The antelope successfully thrashed 2 lionesses at once. Pumas are successful and therefore quite common predators. In South America, they hunt guanacos. These hoofed animals are distant relatives of camels, although they live literally on the other side of the planet. The puma approaches the guanaco slowly so as not to let the attentive herbivore notice it. Approaching a guanaco is not easy, as it inhabits high-altitude regions where there is little tall vegetation for a predator to hide. Nevertheless, the puma got close enough to attack. It leaps from cover at its prey. Guanacos, with their long necks and elongated snouts with sad eyes, seem cute and clumsy, but they are not. As soon as the puma struck and clung with its clawed paws to the body of the prey, the guanaco began to jerk, trying to throw the opponent to the ground. These sharp and powerful movements, resembling judo elements, stunned the puma, which was barely holding on to the opponent's body. However, one should not underestimate this large cat. It has lightning-fast reflexes and is ready to attack the prey again after falling. Nevertheless, the guanaco knows it cannot win the fight by staying on the defensive. Timing the perfect moment, the hoofed animal attacks the puma itself. Immediately after the throw, several finishing blows just like in martial arts. The guanaco mercilessly tramples the opponent, delivering powerful horn strikes from above, and in this way, the herbivore simply doesn't allow the enemy to get up. Each blow is accurate enough to knock the cat out. The puma is alive and only slightly battered. She avoided serious injuries, but thanks to the time gained, the guanaco runs away and increases the distance. The puma can no longer catch up with the hoofed animal and is forced to search for easier prey. Wild donkeys are excellent runners, and their natural endurance and persistence allow them to effectively adapt to harsh climatic conditions. Herds of these hoofed animals inhabit the harsh conditions of Asian deserts. The main threat to wild donkeys in this region is wolves. Wildlife researchers have recorded many thrilling episodes of chases between wolves and donkeys. Such battles impress with their cinematic quality and tension, as both species are social and distinguished by their bravery. Donkeys have to retreat under the pressure of a well-coordinated attack, but they stay close to each other, ready to help if necessary. Wolves use calculated tactics to pursue the herd of donkeys. They aim to separate the weak, old, and sick individuals, or to isolate parents with young from the rest of the group. Only after this does the real attack begin, with lunges, grabs, and bites from the fanged jaws to the limbs, neck, and sides. To prevent this, the herd of donkeys shows remarkable unity and solidarity. The donkeys do not panic and scatter in different directions in stressful situations. Retreating from enemies, the hoofed animals act quite cohesively. However, even if one donkey is separated from the herd, it continues to resist desperately, with the stubbornness characteristic of this species. Wolves can pursue their prey for hours, but the donkey surprises them with its endurance. Its strength is not limitless. When the donkey stumbles and falls, the predators immediately try to take advantage and attack it. They attack from all sides, ramming and biting it. However, the donkey quickly reacts and delivers a powerful kick to the jaw of the nearest wolf. The predator is knocked back by the unexpectedly strong and accurate fighter. Donkeys can kick hard, choosing the perfect moment and distance for the strike. This is all thanks to the placement of their eyes, which increases their field of vision. This impresses the entire group of predators, causing them to retreat, giving the donkey a few seconds to get up and catch its breath. Despite being smaller than a horse, the donkey quickly reacts to every movement. Its body is strong and muscular, and its reaction is swift. Therefore, timing the moment, the experienced wolf attacks directly at the trachea under the lower jaw, as the rest of the neck is covered by powerful muscles. The donkey's skin is extremely dense and rough, and the fur is tough, making it a difficult target for wolves. The muscle layer protects the internal organs, but the trachea is vulnerable in this regard. The donkey has to stop, and the blow knocks it to the ground, after which the wolf surrounds the donkey. The wolf that struck first continues to press with its jaws, aiming to suffocate or even pierce the prey's throat. It may seem that the donkey's fate is sealed, but that is far from the case. Notice how deeply and evenly the hoofed animal breathes, how its chest rises quickly with each breath. The donkey's hide withstood the fangs of the huge wolf. Of course, simple physical qualities would not be enough. Experienced wolves working together can hunt buffalo and moose, but the legendary donkey's stubbornness saves the herbivore's life. The donkey does not panic and gathers strength even under a barrage of enemy blows, and the donkey gets back on its feet. Wolves are in shock and therefore do not have time to bring down the opponent again. The donkey uses this and breaks through the encirclement. The wolves were confused and fell slightly behind, not expecting such resilience from an ordinary donkey. Ultimately, they retreated, going in search of more vulnerable prey, and the donkey managed to save its life. He was roughed up quite a bit, but he managed to avoid serious injuries. His limbs are fine, and he will soon be able to return to his family. The donkey is not an invulnerable or armored animal. If a wolf grabs the donkey by the muzzle and throws its head back, trying to unbalance it, the hunter's chances of winning increase sharply. Such an attack could seriously harm the soft tissues of the herbivore's muzzle, though the predator acted very cleverly by attacking the donkey's nose and lips. This is one of the few sensitive areas of its body. However, even under such unfavorable conditions, the donkey managed to seize the initiative in the fight. The herbivore did not give in and maintained its balance, overcoming the pain. High resilience, patience, and strength of character allowed him to remain on all fours. The donkey braced its legs against the ground and simply forced the wolf to waste its energy. The predator weighs more than twice as little as the donkey, so the hoofed animal can rely on brute strength to overcome its opponent. Thanks to its powerful musculature and heavy skeleton, the donkey, despite its relatively small size, imposed its own rules of combat on the predator and managed to hold its ground. The wolf will have to retreat, because if the donkey grabs the predator with its teeth, it won't let go alive. True, without fangs, it won't be able to damage the predator's skin, but the bite of the herbivore, which feeds on thorny and tough desert vegetation, will give the wolf unforgettable impressions. It doesn't want this and avoids close encounters with the donkey's face. An especially stubborn wolf might try to continue attacking the already battered donkey, even if the other members of the predator pack have lost interest in such a difficult prey. Well, credit must be given to the wolf, as its stubbornness earns respect even from the donkey. However, the predator itself is tired and has lost reaction speed. Finally, the predator loses vigilance and stops paying attention to the opponent's legs. The donkey was waiting for this moment. The wolf attacks again but gets a hoof to the muzzle. The wolf is alive, but its head will hurt for a while. The predator has to retreat, realizing that one-on-one he cannot defeat such a determined opponent. Which instance where hoofed animals fought back against enemies do you remember the most? Share your impressions of the coolest type of hoofed animals in the comments and subscribe to our channel to be the first to see new stories.